So, continuation of this mock paper 2 discussion from question 20 to 20, 30. Any doubt? 21 to 30 or 20 to 30, 24, 30, 24, 27, 30. Okay. In this question, a solution contains barium ion and silver ions. So there's a barium ion and silver ion and one type of anion. So only one type of anion is there. What could be anion? Look, if the example, if there was a chloride ion, so means barium chloride. Most chlorides are soluble except silver, mercury, and lead. So barium chloride will be aqueous or barium will be ion. But if silver is there, as we know, because the solution contains barium ion and silver ion. So if there was silver, then it will not be ion, it will be a silver chloride solid, because most chlorides are soluble except silver, mercury, and lead. So this will be solid. If it is a solid, it is insoluble solid. So it will not exist as an ion. That's why it cannot be chloride. What about nitrate? All nitrates are soluble. So if it was barium nitrate and silver nitrate, so we will have barium ion because barium nitrate is soluble, and we'll have silver ion because silver nitrate is also soluble. Why not sulfate? If it was a sulfate, then barium sulfate is insoluble, so that will be solid, and silver sulfate will be there, that is also that is aqueous. So but barium sulfate is solid, so that cannot exist as an ion. Chloride or nitrate or sulfate, again that is because the ion can be nitrate. Why nitrate? Because when barium nitrate and silver nitrates are there, they are soluble salts, so the solution contains these barium ion and silver ion. So it should be a soluble salt. If there is insoluble salt, then it cannot result in formation of this. 21. Send your doubts all together, not like one question from, like if you have any doubt from 20 to 30, you mention all the doubts together. The red color in some pottery glaze may be formed as a result of a reaction as shown. Copper carbonate decompose into copper oxide and carbon dioxide. These equations shows and copper oxide react with tin oxide, become copper and tin 2 oxide. These equations shows that dash is oxidized and dash is reduced. So which substance is oxidized and which substance is reduced? The term oxidation means addition of oxygen and reduction means removal of oxygen. So when the first equation is not oxidation or reduction, it's a thermal decomposition. But when you check the second one, first it is copper oxide, it becomes copper. So if copper oxide become copper, it means that is reduced because oxygen is removed. And tin oxide, it is having one oxygen, then it has two oxygen, so it's the addition of oxygen. So addition of oxygen is called oxidation. So the equation shows that tin oxide is oxidized because oxygen is added and copper oxide is reduced. But why nothing changed for this one? Because in this case, this is a thermal decomposition reaction. And question 22, acids are compound which donate proton. Which compound in the equation is behaving like an acid? Acids are proton donor or the number of the proton decreases. So when you check H2O, H2O become OH. So H2O become OH, it means it lost proton, it lost H plus. So which substance is acting like an acid? Acids are proton donors. So when they donate proton, number of protons will decrease. That's why water is acting like an acid here in this reaction. Question 27. Astatine is an element of group 7. It has only ever been produced in a very small quantity. What are the likely properties? Color. For group 7, as we go down, the color getting darker. Like fluorine is there, light yellow, chlorine is there, yellowish green, bromine is there, red brown, iodine is there, black or purple. So astatine, what will be the likely color for this astatine? It will be darker. And we know, like from when we go down the group, the color is getting darker for group 7 elements. So if iodine is black or purple, so it should be a dark. So, and what about state? Gas, liquid, solid. So this should be solid. And reaction with aqueous potassium iodide. As we go down the group, the reactivity decrease. So astatine is not able to knock out this iodine. So there is no reaction. That's why A is the right answer. Question 25. A mixture contain two anions was tested as shown below. Dilute nitric acid. When we add acid and we see bubbles, lime water turned milky, so that is a test for carbonate ion. Dilute nitric acid followed by silver nitrate, yellow precipitate, it means iodide ion. So what are the anions present? It contain carbonate and iodide. And 26, the part of a periodic table is shown. The letter are not the chemical symbols. Which statement about the element is not correct? W has 2 electrons in the outermost shell. That's true. Because it is group 2, it means it will have 2 electrons in the outermost shell. Y is in group 4. So that is in group 4 because this is group 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4. So that's true. X and Y bond covalent to form a formula XY4. X and Y will have a covalent to form a molecule with a formula XY4. But it will be opposite, it will be Y, because Y is having 4 electron. The bond will be covalent, but the sharing of electron, Y will share 4 electron and X will share only 1 electron. So it should be X4 and Y. Means there should be 4X and then Y will be there. So this statement is not correct. And Z is more metallic compared to then of Y. That's true because as we move across the period, the metallic character changes to non-metallic character. Then question 30. Zinc is extracted from zinc blende. The zinc blende is an ore of a zinc, consists of mainly zinc sulfide. One of the steps in the process involves zinc sulfide reacted with oxygen. What is the equation for this reaction? So when zinc sulfide reacted with oxygen, it will form zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. So zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide is formed. That's why A is the right answer. You are from 31 to 40. Any doubt? The diagram shows a carbon cycle. Okay, 31, 35, 38. Plant respire, because at night, in biology you are studying this. During the daytime they carry out photosynthesis and respiration is there. The plants are also at night, what they do, they also release carbon dioxide. That's why at night you should not sit under the tree because the percentage of the carbon dioxide is too high. That may affect your nervous system. The diagram shows a carbon cycle. Which process is shown by arrow marked X? So uh, what we mark here arrow, basically what happened, the plants are increasing the percentage of carbon dioxide. So how they are increasing the percentage or amount of carbon dioxide, which process? That is respiration. Next 35. Air containing acidic impurity was neutralized by passing through a column with substance X. So acidic impurity can be neutralized by metal oxide, so or a basic oxide. So which one is a basic oxide? Calcium oxide is a basic oxide which will neutralize this. So for desulfurization of the flue gases, we use calcium oxide because it is basic. It can react with acidic impurities. Which reaction does not take place in dark? Basically, they are asking for photochemical reaction. So substitution reaction of alkane. Alkane undergoes substitution reaction in the presence of ultraviolet light. If there is no UV or if there is no ultraviolet light, this reaction will not proceed. Burning, you can burn the substance at day or night. Hydration of alkene can be done in the presence of catalyst. Hydrogenation of alkene can also be done in the presence of catalyst, but this photochemical reaction, the substitution reaction, cannot happen without in the absence of ultraviolet light. 38. Ethane and ethene are both hydrocarbon. Ethane react with chlorine, ethene react with bromine. Which row describe a type of reaction? Ethane, because it's an alkane, alkane undergoes substitution reaction, whereas alkene will form their reactions is addition reaction because only one product is there. And 39, the ester is made by reacting alcohol with carboxylic acid. Which acid and which alcohol react to form this ester? The first thing, you try to name the ester. What is the name of this ester? The part which is attached directly with oxygen is a branch, and the part which is connected with C double bonded with O is a chain. So what is the name of this ester? One carbon, so it will be meth and vial methyl, and three, name of ester. I'm not saying alcohol, so it will be methyl propanoate. So if it's methyl propanoate, the first part is coming from alcohol, so means methanol is there, and the second part is coming from acid, so it is from propanoic acid. So these are the questions from paper 2. Anyone else? If I missed any question from 1 to 40, you can mention. Question 17, 18. Question 17, it's a reversible reaction and it is endothermic. What condition? When we increase the temperature for endothermic reactions, reactant have low energy, product is having high energy. Increasing a temperature increases the amount of the product or shift the equilibrium towards the right hand side, so we prefer high temperature. And what about the pressure? Increase in pressure shift the equilibrium towards side where number of moles are less. So if I increase the pressure, it will shift backward. I want to increase the amount of nitrogen dioxide, so it prefer low pressure and high temperature. High temperature because the forward reaction is endothermic, and low pressure because increase in pressure shift the equilibrium towards side where number of moles are less. So if I increase pressure, it will shift backward, but I want to shift it forward. That's why I should decrease the pressure. The operators shown can be used to measure the rate of a reaction. For which of the reaction would this operator be suitable? Because it's a gas syringe, so a reaction which is giving out gas, that is suitable. So here gas is there as a product and gas is there as a product. So reaction in which the gas is given off as a product, that reaction is suitable to measure the rate of reaction by this technique. Moving on to paper 4. Question number 1. Any doubt? Mock exam paper 4. Any doubts in question 1? Any part? If you don't have any doubt, just type no, so I will move on. Okay. Question number 2. Is there any doubt? Look, feel free to ask your doubt. It's not an issue, because this is very important that you clear your doubts before the final exams. Question 3. Is there any doubt in question 3? Question 4. 4B1. 4B1. Give 2 reasons why steel objects are plated with chromium. So basically, why we coat the material, or why there is a protective coating? So main purpose to have a protective coating is so that they will, like example, when we coat the surfaces, so the main purpose is that it will resist the corrosion, like it will not rust. And when we are coating, normally the coated surface is shiny, so it make it like, or the surface will become hard, or it will make it shiny or more attractive surface. Appearance becomes shiny. Question 5, any doubt? Four B5. 4B5. During electroplated, it is necessary to add chromium sulfate, but during copper plating, using copper anode, it is not necessary. What is the reason for that? Because when you are using when you are doing a copper plating, anode is made up of copper, and electrolyte also contain copper ion. So when the copper move towards cathode, at the same time the copper from the anode will move inside the solution. So what happened? The copper ions are actually, when they are discharged at cathode, more copper atoms turn into copper ion and enter the solution from anode. But in case of chromium, once we have a solution contain chromium, the chromium ion will move towards cathode, but they are not able to move from anode. That's why we have to add, from time to time, we add chromium to the electrolyte. Why it cannot move? If you check what we are using here, it's a lead anode. We are not using chromium anode. It's a lead anode, and there is a chromium ion. So when chromium ion will move, but there is no chromium anode here to replace or to enter, like chromium atom to enter in the solution. That's why once this chromium ion move, we have to add an extra chromium ion so that it can be plated. But in case of copper, what happened? Like this anode is made up of copper and the electrolyte is also copper. So copper will move, copper enter from the anode. Question 5, is there any doubt in question 5? Question 6, 6A and B. Look, you are preparing a soluble salt is made by using a base and acid. You have to complete the method of preparing a salt, dry crystals of copper to chloride dot 6H2O, which is insoluble base copper to carbonate. So first what we'll do, we'll take an acid. Which acid? Because we want to prepare chloride salt, so we should have hydrochloric acid. And in this hydrochloric acid, what we add? We add excess of copper carbonate. So excess of copper carbonate is added like until no more dissolve. So copper carbonate react with HCl, gives copper chloride plus carbon dioxide, which will be bubbles escape and water will be there. When we use excess of copper to carbonate, so this HCl is used up. So second step, I should remove this unreacted copper to carbonate. How I can remove this unreacted copper to carbonate? So we can use filtration. So the second step, what we'll do, we'll filter. Then after filtration, we are left with now salt solution. So this is a salt solution we are left with, and from this salt solution, copper chloride salt solution, we want to obtain a hydrated crystals. So how to obtain the hydrated crystals? What we will do, we will heat and concentrate the solution. Till the point of crystallization, and we will leave it cool. That's right. And at the last, what we will do, we will again filter and dry the crystals. Basically, we carry out the process of crystallization. We have a solution and we carried out crystallization. Heat and concentrate the solution till crystallization point, leave it to cool, and then filter and dry the crystals. These are the steps which you will follow to obtain a soluble salt from a solution. .95 grams of copper to carbonate was added to 40 cm cube hydrochloric acid of concentration 2 mole per dm cube. We need the maximum yield. Maximum yield means mass in gram. Number of moles of HCl used. How to get the number of moles of HCl used? We have the volume and we have the concentration. So moles is concentration into volume. So it will be 2, but volume is in cm cube. It must be in dm cube, so 0.04. So this will be 0.08. Number of moles of cobalt chloride. So you have the moles of HCl. You can find the moles of cobalt chloride by using a ratio. HCl to cobalt chloride, the ratio is 2:1. So if it is 0.08 moles, then this will be X. Cross multiply, you will get half of it. Then number of moles of cobalt chloride, hydrated form. What is the ratio between cobalt chloride and hydrated cobalt chloride? It is 1:1, so same number of moles will form. Then mass of 1 mole of cobalt chloride is 238. Maximum yield means mass in gram. So what is the mass in gram? That is moles multiplied by molar mass. So 0.04 multiplied by 238. What is the answer for this part? 9.2, 9.52. So 9.52 grams, what you obtain practically. To show that cobalt carbonate is in excess, the number of moles of HCl used with 0.08 and number of moles in 5.95 grams of cobalt carbonate, cobalt 2 carbonate, that is moles equal mass in gram over molar mass. So mass in gram is 5.95, molar mass is 119. What is the answer for this? 5.95, that's 0.05. Explain how this calculation shows cobalt to carbonate is in excess. So you can see the ratio between them. Ratio between cobalt to carbonate and HCl, the ratio is 1:2. So if you have 0.05 moles, how many moles of HCl are needed? Means you need 0.1. But we don't have 0.1, we have only 0.08. So you can mention for a complete reaction, we need 0.1 moles of HCl, but we have 0.08. So it shows that HCl is a limiting reagent or cobalt to carbonate is an excess reagent or more than enough. Iodine react with chlorine to form a dark brown iodine monochloride. The reaction, this reaction with more chlorine gives a yellow iodine trichloride. What do you understand by term equilibrium? The term equilibrium means rate of forward reaction equal to rate of backward reaction and no change in concentration. When the equilibrium mixture is heated, it becomes darker. So it becomes darker, it means it is shifted towards left hand side. So if something on supplying heat energy shifted towards left hand side, it means the forward reaction is exothermic. Reactant have more energy. That's why when we are supplying the energy, it is shifted towards left hand side as it becomes darker. So shows the forward reaction is exothermic. Then 7 part C, the pressure on equilibrium mixture is decreased. Look, how many moles of gas are there? 1 mole of a gas. How many moles of gas? 0 moles of a gas. So if I increase the pressure, equilibrium will shift towards side where number of moles are less. But in the question, I did not increase the pressure. They mentioned we decrease the pressure. So if we decrease the pressure, equilibrium will shift towards left hand side. So increasing the pressure shift the equilibrium towards side where there are less moles of gas, and decreasing the pressure shift the equilibrium towards side where there are more moles of a gas. So we have 1 mole of a gas and 0 mole of a gas on the right hand side. So if we decrease pressure, equilibrium shifted towards side where number of moles of a gas are more. That's why it will shift on the left hand side, or the solution, it will become darker. What we'll observe, the color will get in, or color intensity increase, or it will become darker. But there is no molecule of gas or there on the right hand side, that's true. But the thing is, even if you find like one side you have gas molecule and another side there is no gas molecule, so means you will say that gas molecule is 0 on the other side, and 0 is smaller than 1. That's why increase will shift on the right hand side and decrease will shift on the left hand side. Calculate the overall energy for reaction between iodine and chlorine using a bond energy. So I2 plus Cl2 gives 2 ICl. So I2 means iodine-iodine bond. Cl2 means chlorine-chlorine bond, and ICl means iodine and chlorine bond. So iodine-iodine bond 151, chlorine-chlorine bond 242. That's a bond breaking. Bond forming iodine-chlorine bond, it's 208, but that is multiplied by 2 because two molecules are there. So bond breaking minus bond forming is equals to energy change. If your answer is negative, you'll draw energy profile diagram for exothermic. If it is positive, you'll draw energy profile diagram for.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in the previous question in the 7 part D,
Yeah.
sir, I got everything correct, but in the mark scheme, it just mentions that for the bond forming energy, the value you get, it should be a negative integer.
Yeah.
I wrote as a positive integer. So like, what's the problem if it's positive?
No, because look, bond energies are positive, but when I say bond breaking energy, because to break the bond energy, to break the bond, I have to supply energy. And bond forming energy, the value is correct. Like example, say 208 multiplied by 2, so it will be 416. So you write 416 bond forming, and bond breaking, you add this, so this will be 3, 9, and 3. So that is the bond breaking. You wrote 416 and 393. That is
Yes,
what
and I
you wrote.
subtracted
And then you
393.
calculate, yeah, then you calculate bond breaking minus bond forming is equals to energy change. That is how you did. But
Yes, I
what,
got minus 23. Yeah.
yeah, minus 23. Minus 23 kilojoule per mole. That is the right answer. But why sometimes they mention that the bond forming energy? Because when bonds are formed, energy is released. To show that change, you should represent a negative sign here. That is just to show a significance that because the bond forming is exothermic, so there should be a negative sign. And bond breaking is endothermic, so there should be a positive sign. That is the reason.
Yeah, so that's like I got everything correct, but it's except in this sign. So, sir, will I be losing the marks, or it's because it specifically says here that if the student gives a positive value for the bond forming,
Yeah,
you
so
don't
in
give the
that
mark.
case, sign not given correctly, you will lose 1 mark.
Okay, sir. So it's like all the time I should just give the negative sign for
Negative
bond
sign for
forming, right?
bond forming and positive for bond breaking, but don't do this thing. Like sometime when you write like 416 you wrote, and then you will
Yes,
substitute in this formula, you will write 393 minus, and then you will write minus 416, then it will be
it should be
totally wrong.
addition.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
so
I
you
get it.
need
Thank you, sir.
value here. Okay. Question 8, any doubts? 8b2, deduce the structure formula of alcohol, formula of another alcohol which is isomer. Because look, first they draw, this is butane 1-ol, and then they draw a branched one. This is actual structure. I'm drawing this top structure, I'm not drawing the isomer right now. CH2 is there, like this. CH2 is there, OH is there, and then CH, CH3, and CH3. And for, so what we will do, these two structures are already drawn. Butane 1-ol is there, and the name of this compound, that is called 2-methyl propane 1-ol. That's the name of this compound. So only what we will do, we'll just switch the position of OH. OH is with the first carbon. Now I will make OH with the second carbon, and I will draw butane 2-ol. So that will be the another isomer of this structure. 8a, the homologous series, you wrote 3 characteristic, and you're saying in the marking scheme it's not written, same method of preparation. Similar physical properties, each member differ by CH2, similar chemical. But it is okay in this way, in this regard. It's not like the point is not included, but This is also a characteristic of homologous series, that the member of homologous series, they have similar method of preparation. Question 9, any doubt? 9 part C and D. 9C, deduce a structure formula. I told, look, whenever addition polymer is given, and how you can identify it's an addition polymer, because the carbon carbon link is there. So what you will do, just take 2 carbon and hide rest of the structure, other carbon atoms, and draw the similar structure and make a double bond between the carbon. That's it. So this is a monomer of this PVA. So this is a polymer which you drew a monomer. Just take 2 carbon, first 2 carbon, and draw the double bond. To draw a condensation polymer, carboxylic acid, when amine react with carboxylic acid will lose their OH and amine will lose one of its H. So what we are left with, because basically it's like this is C double bonded with O and OH is there. So this OH is removed. This OH is removed, so it is C double bonded with O. And next to that is CH2 bracket 4. Next to that is C double bonded with O as well. And amine will lose one of its H. 2 hydrogen, one of its H will be lost. So it will lose one of its hydrogen. And then CH2 bracket 6 and NH, and put a bracket right in. So you have to practice these structures for polymers formed when amine react with, or diamine react with dicarboxylic acid. 9 part B, some plastic formed by polymerization are non-biodegradable. Non-biodegradable means cannot decompose by themselves. So what will happen? This can leads to the landfill be filled will be complete, no space to dump the garbage or landfills, or danger to the wildlife, because some of the, even for marine life, as some of the fishes, they can intake this polymer which does not decompose. So this was paper 4 from mock exam. Paper 6, is there any doubt in paper 6? Paper 6. Any doubt you can mention, because only 4 questions are there. 5 questions. If you have any doubt in any part of this. So I'll end the session and share this recording with you.